All right, guys. Let's see. I'm never actually going to start talking till I know that this is actually live. All right, guys. What's up? Let's talk. All right, I like this. It's cool. I like StreamYard, guys. StreamYard is my new favorite thing. Let's talk. There we go. All right, guys. What's up? Hey, this is Christian. I'm just coming to you live from Boise, Idaho, right? I am here at the hotel. And guys, I'm excited to bring you a message here today. And it's something that, in my opinion, might seem fairly elementary for a lot of you guys, especially some of you that have been in the business for quite some time. However, it's something that needs to be reiterated, and it needs to be taught for new agents, and it needs to be reminded for experienced agents. So I'm licensed in 35-ish states. I don't even know exactly the exact number, how many states that I'm actually licensed in. So today I'm flying from Utah, Salt Lake City, to Boise, Idaho. So I took a flight from Salt Lake to Oakland, and then from Oakland, I jump off that flight. I have to immediately jump on another flight from Oakland to Boise. So I spent about 3 hours in total flight time, maybe a good 45 minutes at the airport. So, right, just a little bit of my day. And I find myself at the Salt Lake City airport early this morning, and I'm wearing my green Humana mask. If any of you have flown as of late, you know that you can't get on a plane or even really get into the airport unless you're wearing your mask all the time, right? Constantly. You can't take it off over the course of the entire flight. So I'm wearing my green Humana mask, right? A lot of you guys got one. And I happen to be sitting next to an elderly woman who was wearing the same mask as me. And it was this beautiful, perfect icebreaker for us. And we started having a really cool conversation. And I couldn't have been sitting next to her longer than 10 minutes, right? And we're just sitting there talking. I always find a way when I'm talking to someone, especially someone that I know is a prospective client. I always find a way to bring up what I do, right? I'm not pushing them. I'm not being like, hey, let's talk, let's do your Medicare plan. But I just try to work it into the conversation, and I try to be charming, right? I try to work my people skills and ham it up for these people and everything like that because they like it. I try to be funny. I try to make them laugh to the best of my abilities. So anyway, I'm having this conversation with this lady, and I bring up what I do. I'm like, oh, I know exactly. I don't even remember exactly what she said. She said something, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what you mean. I was like, I run an insurance agency here, actually in Salt Lake, and she's from Salt Lake. She's going on vacation, and for 4 or 5 days, and she's like, oh, you run an insurance agent? What kind of insurance do you do? I'm like, well, believe it or not, I'm like Medicare. That's how I have the same mask as you do, and it's just this icebreaker. And then she immediately just starts going off, asking me questions about her plan, asking me questions about this and about that. And I've immediately presented myself as a non-threatening individual. Murray, it's live, baby. But I'm immediately presenting myself as a non-threatening individual, right? Because I'm just a person. She's sitting next to me. She can see my smile. She can see, I made her laugh. I didn't just try to sell her. I just was just having a conversation, just seeing, just having a person-to-person talk. And, she proceeds to ask me for my card. She's like, listen, I really need to talk to someone about this. Turns out she's on LIS. Immediately determined that, I'm able to get that information. This is all within 10 minutes, by the way, not a very long conversation. I find out she's on LIS, right? Because she says she doesn't pay anything for prescriptions. I'm like, oh, do you get extra help? She's like, yeah, I think I do. It sounds great. And she's like, I really need to talk to someone. 2 weeks from today, we have an appointment scheduled to talk on the phone. And And just like that wasn't my intention when I sat down next to her. I just sat down, had the icebreaker because we were wearing the same mask, right? Then, and I can't make this shit up, guys. I can't make this shit up. It's a really good just reminder for all of you guys that you need to just, everywhere you go, talk to people. Just have good conversations. I'm sitting next to someone on my flight from Oakland to Boise. Now, this guy lives in California. This guy takes care of his dad. His dad's turning 65 in 5 months or something like that. So we just have a conversation, and I just work it into the conversation, right? So we ended up talking about something just completely unrelated. I'm like, oh, this mask stuff, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, it's a bunch of bull, blah, 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 whatever. And so I ended up working a conversation. I'm like, I know exactly what you mean. I was like, I run an insurance agency. And so I go into talking about it. I'm like, we work with people on Medicare plans, and it was really scary during the pandemic. I just start going off and not just very lightly just tapping on what I do, even though he's clearly not of age. And it just brings up, he's like, well, I actually take care of my dad. And my dad is turning 65. I've actually been trying to help him, and I've been really needing some advice. I'm like, well, I'd be more than happy to talk with you and just kind of see. I'm like, I don't want to ruin your plane flight, so we don't want to talk about it now. But he takes my card, puts my phone number in his phone, sends me a text message so I have his phone number, like just organic conversations, right? Then this is all in one day. People from 3 different states. This is crazy to me. Then I get to the airport. I take an Uber to the hotel that I'm at right now. And the Uber driver is 63. And she's very talkative, asking me all about what I do and everything like that. It was about a 15-minute drive from the airport to here. And she's like, I find out she's 63. She moved from Virginia to get closer to her grandkids here in Idaho and Boise. And she needs some help on it. And she's like, when do I need to start looking into it? So I start telling her, I'm like, I would recommend, this far before your birthday, blah, blah, blah. And she asked for my card. I give her my card. And it's just talking to where your feet are, guys. Like, I'm not doing anything that's not compliant. I'm not aggressively approaching these people, but I'm having conversations with people, and I'm just working into the conversation. Now, it's not going to work that perfectly all the time, right? You're not going to be able to go to 3 different states and have 2 conversations and be 3 for 3 in terms of people wanting to have a conversation with you. But talking where your feet are, guys, because I see so many agents that are just afraid to tell people what they do. They really are, legitimately. They seem like they're just quivering in their boots. And I just don't quite understand it. Or shoes or sandals or flip-flops or whatever you wear. They're just nervous, right? They just don't want to tell people what they do. I'm not being salesy or pitchy to these people. I'm just like working it into my conversation. I'm telling a story. I'm like, yeah, with what I do this, and we had this same obstacle because of this. Like, it's just bringing it up, talking where your feet are. You never know who's going to be a valuable contact for you. You just don't know. That's the beauty of all this. And it goes hand in hand with, in my opinion, social media. Like, I tell people, you realize how much business you can get just from your inner circle, and you don't have to slide in their DMs, right? You don't have to MLM them, right? You don't have to bug them and harass them and burn bridges with people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, people at your church, relatives, whatever the case might be. You don't have to do any of that. But if you just simply posted content or just something on your Facebook from time to time to just remind people, hey, this is what I do, you would not believe the amount of people that would reach out to you when they need help, because you're doing it in a non-intrusive way. But how can anybody buy from you in your inner circle, or people that you already know, or people that you come in contact with, if they don't know what you do? Like, and this is something that I would tell any new agent or even an experienced agent that might want to get their sales up. One thing you can really do to up your sales, get easy pickings, low-hanging fruit, is to do just what I'm talking about right now, right? Like, I wear insurance company branded clothing all the time. People always like, where is it? Okay. People always tease me about it. They always comment on it. They always notice it. But you would not believe what kind of conversation starters it's been at the grocery store when I've gone for walks in my neighborhood. I've gotten clients in my neighborhood because I wear a big United Healthcare logo t-shirt and I'm just going for a walk with my wife and my daughter. Like that's a thing, right? And then they refer me their neighbors who are my neighbors, as well. I mean, this is a thing, guys, just talking where your feet are and not being afraid to tell people what it is that you do. Because in my opinion, if you're afraid to tell people what you do, you're either ashamed of it, you're either, embarrassed of it. You don't believe that what you have to offer is in their best interest. And in my opinion, you might need to take some time and sell yourself before you worry about selling anybody a policy, because mindset problem at that point. You're not bought in on what your own product and service is. In my opinion, I think everyone should feel this way. I believe that I will take better care of a client than any agent in the country. And I'm not saying that because there's not other great agents out there. A lot of you guys in this group are fantastic agents, but you have to think like that. You have to have that mentality. It's almost like a basketball player if you ask a basketball player, who's better, you or this guy, even if the other guy is tremendously better, you don't want to hear them say, oh, that guy's clearly better than me. I suck and everything like that. You want them to have that confidence and that belief in their abilities. Same goes for this. It's not sports. It's not physical, but it is a contact sport. And, you guys got to believe in what you're doing. The only reason why you wouldn't want to have open conversations with people everywhere that you go is because you don't believe in what you're doing, in my personal opinion. Hang on, guys. I'm going to switch here to a different area in here because I'm running low on juice on my laptop here. And I've got more I want to say, so hang on. I just got to plug in so I don't die on you guys. Plug in. Okay, there we go. It's a nice picture behind me, right? Right? It's not too bad. And I'm loving it here in Boise, by the way. Boise is cool. It's beautiful. It's like 75 degrees or something like that outside. It is absolutely perfect, you guys. Okay, so why am I telling you guys all this? Because there are two different types of agents out there. There are agents that have confidence in what they're offering. They have confidence in what they're recommending to their clients and customers. They have confidence in their ability to take care of people over a long period of time and make good recommendations. And there's people that don't. If you're brand new, you might not feel like you really have enough knowledge or enough insight to necessarily be the best you can be. And I completely get that, but you can't let people see that, right? Like you have to, the main way when you're a new agent that you get better is that you just get out and do it, right? Like it's like anything in life, in my personal opinion. You can read books about it all day. You can study about it all day. You can watch my YouTube videos all day, Justin Brock's YouTube videos, Cody Askins' YouTube videos, all these YouTube videos all day about selling insurance. But until you get out and actually do it, it's not going to really connect the dots. And in my opinion, guys, if in any new business that I was ever going to start, I would be blasting people on my newsfeed about it, right? I would be blasting people on my newsfeed about it because I'm excited about it, and I want that excitement to be enthusiastic, right? If people can tell you're not convinced yourself, you're not sold yourself, then what is it? Like a good example I can relate to this is a lot of you guys know, my dad has been in the business for a long time. My dad is not as active as he once was in the business, right? My dad was in the business for 25 years before I even got in. And he still, services his clients and things like that. He takes on referrals, but he has had people in his own inner circle, people that are probably more closer to him than they are with me, but they're like family friends. They'll reach out to me first over him because they think of me first, because I'm always talking about it. I am posting about it. I'm posting videos I've done, articles, blogs, books. I eat, sleep, and breathe it, guys. And because of that, there are people that probably would be more considered friends of my dad that are retiring than maybe friends of mine. The relationship is not necessarily the same. Like they're friends of my dad, they're peers of my dad, they're acquaintances of my dad, but they don't go to him to do their plan. They'll go to me because I'm not afraid to talk about it. Not that my dad's afraid to talk about it. It's just my dad is, my dad's tired. He'll be the first to tell you he's tired. He's not pushing that hard these days. It's just because it is what it is. My dad's on Medicare. Nobody can blame him for that, but it's a great example, in my opinion, to keep in mind because if you don't tell people what you do and you're not enthusiastic about what you do and you're afraid to talk where your feet are, you will throw deals out the window. I guarantee it. You don't always have to be, it's not like a clock in, clock out kind of thing where like, okay, I stopped talking to people after, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Like that's not how my brain works. I don't know about you guys. And truth be told, all three of these conversations that I told the stories about earlier in this video, I did not have the intention of like trying to sell these people anything or anything like that. It's just I have made it such a habit to, squeeze it in to the conversation when I talk to people that it just comes out, and I make sure people know by the time they're done talking to me, even if it's 5 minutes, that I'm an insurance agent. I specialize in Medicare, and I'm good at it. It's in such a non-threatening way that people feel comfortable to ask me questions and possibly even make connections with me just out of thin air. So anyway, guys, it's just something that I thought about, and it was incredible, by the way. That sequence of events happened today. Just first person sitting next to a lady at the airport wearing our green Humana masks. Second person on the plane, sitting next to me on the plane from Oakland to Boise, and then the third person, my Uber driver, to the hotel. Like, you can't make that shit up. You can't script that. Never had anything quite like that happen in my career before, but I certainly have had countless instances where somebody has made the effort to talk to me or ask me questions or start the conversation or break the ice about the conversation because I put myself out there. I put myself out there for good or bad, for better or for worse. I do it. I'm not afraid to do it, and you guys shouldn't either. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great Monday. Honestly, I hope you're out making sales and not necessarily watching me. To be honest with you, I'll take the views if you're not out making sales, but I'd rather you be doing that than spending time watching me. Have a great week, guys. Do not miss Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Taco Tuesday tomorrow is going to be super awesome. It's a surprise. Glenn cooked up something incredible for you guys, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but make sure that you tune in for it. Do not miss it. You'll be sorry if you do. It's one of the most anticipated Taco Tuesdays that I can remember in recent memory. And yeah, guys, just watch for some more lives. There's going to be a lot of lives the next couple of days here. Got Scott Sims coming in. And I'm excited to spend some time with Scott. We'll be doing some lives later on today, I'm sure. Maybe a little bit tomorrow. And just kind of bringing you guys some awesome, fresh, in-person with each other anyway, live content. Anyway, y'all, have a great rest of your day. And I'm excited. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's out there crushing it.